Previously on, will the mini Jeep make it to Area 51? The story continues. Welcome to Nevada. I treated myself to a little motel room last night, which is good. I had some hot food and I feel awesome. And I'm heading off that way today. Kind of concerned about all of these clouds. The radar shows that there's going to be rain apparently, but got no real choice. So yeah, just gonna head off into Nevada and see what's there. My route showed 100 miles of off-roading before the next civilization, so I decided to fuel up before leaving this sleepy rural town. And there wasn't much happening here, so had to make my own fun. There's a bucket. Gotta top this off, it's a long run between here and the next station. So with the Jeep fueled up, it was time to look around town and do all the important things. Let's go and see if there's any food in town before I head off. Go and see the bucket. Yep, that is a bucket. I pulled up next to the dog library, went inside and got some coffee and snacks, and then went to the edge of town and tried to work out which direction to begin my journey across Nevada, finish my moronic 650-mile journey on a ridiculous mini-jeep to get to Area 51 and ask those aliens if they're responsible for why I'm so weird, being very eager to try and miss that snowy chaos. My options here though were fairly limited, so I just picked the best route I could, heading towards the weather, but hoping I'd just miss it. I don't like the look of that. That looks wet and cold. And miserable. Like a good British person, I continued heading towards the wet, cold and miserable weather, and I stopped worrying about the white snow clouds, because they were now black. But as I drove through the valley towards the storm, I did keep track of all the places I could shelter, which was 0. I don't know how I appear to be winning, because that's rain, and I'm going to go down here and then through that valley, and I hope it works. And somehow it did work. There's the sun. Yeah! Look, I'm British, that counts as the sun. And some people might say the next section of trail was boring, but they would be wrong, because there is a cow. As I headed up into the mountains, I continued keeping count of the number of places I could seek shelter, which was still 0. But it turns out I needn't have bothered. As I started to climb out of the valley, it was apparent that somehow I'd missed all of the bad weather. Time to get some miles done. Although apparently I should keep an eye out for Dane. Unsure what Dane is, I looked on the other side of the sign. Oh, danger. And just around the corner, I discovered the Danger was a construction vehicle, which was indeed a super dangerous interaction. Ah, not too bad, thanks. Do you know if this, pass is open?
Yeah, if you keep going down this, it'll take you down to the pavement, the road.
Yeah, yeah, cool, sweet, yeah.
Dude, what even is that thing?
It's a mini Jeep.
That thing looks sick.
Cheers.
That thing is bitchin'. Yeah. Okay.
Good luck, enjoy your work.
Yeah, you have a safe trip.
Cheers. Sorry, we will get properly moving in a second, I promise. It's just really cold and damp here, so just give me a moment to warm up by deploying penguin mode and having a granola bar. Like I said, I'm sorry for the delay, but hopefully the sight of this generic Nevada hillside makes up for it. Well, thank you very much for your patience. Let's get those 100 miles of off-road done. As I rolled into town, I had a look at the weather forecast, and apparently I was finally about to get hit by the storm that I'd been lucky to avoid so far. So I decided to treat myself to a room for the night, fittingly in the Overland Hotel. And because it's a Nevada hotel, I could see if my good luck would continue on the gambling machines actually built into the bar. I have basically never gambled in my life within reason. How does this work then? Let's see if I can win my hotel room for $1. Right.
You know how to play poker, right?
No.
No?
So let's go for an easier one.
Just plain old basic poker.
I have literally no idea how it works. Yeah, I've got.
Here's the value of each hand. So you got to have a pair of jacks or better to win your money back.
This is probably a bit too involved for me to learn.
So this is just standard 5-card poker.
Yeah, I'll probably go for slots because I have literally no idea what I'm doing here.
Okay. Now you can either hit this button or hit spin, whichever you want to. Just touch the screen.
Now, as a man of science, I'm pretty sure gambling doesn't pay.
First time. There you go. You didn't win.
But you never know. Or maybe you do.
Your $1's gone.
Cool, right, yeah, well that's about what I thought happens with gambling, right? Well, I had to pay full price for my room, but I slept well knowing that it was raining outside and I wasn't in my tent for the night. In the morning, I looked out of the window to see my faithful steed and discovered that my camera gear wasn't being quite so faithful. There's Willy, and a very grindy zoom function on my camera. And I then checked out of the hotel, said goodbye to the animals on the wall of the bar and my room, and then repaired the broken foam wind blocker on the GoPro with superglue. So with that sorted, it was time to head off. Well, Willy, it's time to hit the trails. And you haven't warmed up, so you won't go in gear. On the outskirts of town, there was a cool old mining thing. I quickly stopped to make original joke of the century. You can't park there, mate! Before filming this landscape perfectly for you.
Right, well, it's behind the trees. It's pretty, right?
This is my job.
Do it again, moron. There we go. Get out of the way, trees.
Driving through the trees in my Willy. Whoa, mummy! This is kind of cool. And after miles and miles of trails, it was time to hit the road again. And then go back to trails. Nevada is awesome. And then I drove past some cool mountain thingies that the camera doesn't really capture. And I drove past this man. And just as I got near civilization again, I went over this old rickety bridge, carrying this tumbleweed for some reason. And then Willy once again decided to stop due to the vapour pressure build-up in the fuel pump that you might remember from the previous video. Stop being a prick! Stop being a... Fine. Prick. I did the bodge to get him running again, but as I was now in a town, I decided to fix it properly. So, $13 of holes, and hopefully this solves the problem. It's going to start up here, and then it can run down and onto the fuel pump, and then that is a vent line for all of the vapour to come out. And with the vent line cable tied to the windscreen surround, I finished off this exquisitely engineered solution and fitted a liquid blocking valve to the vent line by jamming a piece of my sock in it. Will air get through that? Well, there's only one way to find out. Ooh, potato. It was indeed a cliff, an almost unbelievably windy cliff. This is with optical stabilisation enabled on my camera. Well, this trail was a dead end, so time to turn around. And that's what being on a real adventure is like. You just don't really know what you're going to see. I carried on the trail, not really sure if there's anything interesting. Oh look, something interesting! There are animals and one plant. Don't let anyone tell you these videos aren't educational.
Fuzzy tree! Another fuzzy tree.
Little baby one! Fuzzy tree.
Yeah, in case you can't tell, we don't have these trees in England.
Ow, fuck, right. Not fluffy.
Ow! And I then descended down into the valley, which was full of these fuzzy trees, which were apparently all called Joshua. And the valley was fairly flat without too much to report, so I decided to make my own fun. Actually, scratch that, it wasn't all boring.
Hello, cow!
And I was making really good progress across this valley. Until a gate got in the way. And that bit of gate footage might have seemed a bit boring, but I kept it in because I wanted you to be inconvenienced a bit, just like I was when I had to stop and oh look, another gate. And my main annoyance is that they're not actually gates, which open easily. These are awkward, clunky hindrances that get in my way just as I'm starting to enjoy the countryside. But I guess I should just grow up and not let it bother me so much. This is a very first world problem to have. So, calling them gates is very generous, but whatever they're called, they are here for a reason, and they do serve a very important purpose. Like this one was put here to separate Happy Ed from Grumpy Ed.
Just build a fucking gate, you bastards! Please close gate. It's not a gate, it's a collection of sticks and poking hazards. And the second one of these bits of barbed wire goes through my Gore-Tex, I'm gonna chop it down, drive to the nearest canal and throw it in it.
Stop it. Get some help.
Hey! Go. Stop it. I got my finger, prick.
I finished crossing the valley and then went up into the mountains, where I discovered a campground. But it was pretty basic and there was still 2 hours of daylight left, so I carried on. The trail over the mountains was nice and smooth, and without gates, and Willie and I carried on navigating our way across Nevada as the sun got lower. And one of the times I stopped to check my route, I also started some cooking with my muff pot on the exhaust pipe.
Come on, engine. Cook me some sausages. Please don't burn me some sausages. Cut to this piece of footage if I later discover the sausages are on fire. Right, next right, starting to cut across. Cool. This wind is horrendous. Freezing. Right, sausages. Do your thing. God damn gates, bastards. Okay, well, that's like vaguely well built. I'll give you that. Yep, stop it, yep.
Time for another biology lesson.
Fuzzy tree. Oh, it's a cactus. Huh. I'm in the absolute middle of nowhere.
And with the sun setting, it was time to look for somewhere to camp and deal with something very important.
Time to stop. I think the sausages are done. Come to Papa. I don't really know how hot this is, but... Oh yeah, hot sausage. Actually quite nice.
I'm not saying I'm a simple man, but look at how happy I am there.
Not bad. Well, the sun's setting soon, so I'm going to set up camp, I think, about there.
Top tip, in a windy environment, use something heavy to stop your tent blowing away. I used my box of camera equipment. And if you can't find your tent pegs because you've probably lost them, you can tie one guy rope onto the mini Jeep, and then you can use the winch to hold open the door. And with that, camp was made, just in time to enjoy this sunset. And according to my maps, I was getting close to Area 51, and there would be no more mountain passes to get stuck on, which meant I could now eat my emergency morale-boosting beanie weenies that I'd carried since the start of the trip.
Get out. Here we go.
This evening's meal wasn't exactly swimming in vitamins, but luckily I've got today's video sponsor, AG1. Look, this is the easiest sponsorship I've ever done. This is actually the second time that AG1 have sent me some product to see if I like it before I do the sponsor spot. The first time, I missed the deadline, so I just drank all the free stuff they'd already sent me, and I liked it. Then I accepted this sponsorship, partly because I knew they'd send me some more, and I could feel healthier again. So here's the deal. I started taking AG1 because it was free. Look, I'm cheap, all right? But I did actually feel better when I was on it. My energy levels were higher and more consistent, and I stopped getting cravings for weird foods. And it's hard to explain, but it just feels like more of my days are good days when I'm taking AG1, if that makes sense. So I'm just telling you how I feel when I take AG1 and why I like it, and that's the sponsorship done. And after taking it, I looked into why I felt so good, and it turns out it's got 5 probiotics and over 75 vitamins in it. So head to my link or scan the QR code to get a free welcome kit, including a bottle of vitamin D, and some free travel packs when you first subscribe. Oh, and AG1, can I have some more please, because I'm about to run out. Otherwise I'll have to buy some from you and give you money. And you're not going to do that now, are you? Where were we? Oh yes, sausages.
Yes.
Yes.
Don't waste any flames. Use all to heat sausage. Ow. It hurts to have eyes.
Ah, yeah.
That's good. That's hot. Oh, there's the moon. I'm going to eat my beanie weenies and I'll see you in the morning. Bye.
So I had my sausages, looked at the moon, sneezed, and went to bed.
Go on, take you little bastard. Yes.
Yes.
Is it doing a thing? Yes, a thing. Oh god, fuck me, we're off. So how did you set fire to your tent? Well. Jesus. Calm down, Susan. Right, I've made me some hot coffee. Well, made hot water. Put that there, let the handles cool down, and do-do-do-do-do. It's very pretty out there. Put that there, if I can pour this in here.
And thank you again to Firebox for the awesome stove. Links in the description.
Nice. Rest that on the cactus.
Oh.
It's a bit windy. Do I need a new lens on this? Might do. If you'd like to help pay for new lenses, you can send PayPal donations to ed.march@c90adventures.co.uk. Oh, that's a bit hot. Well, that's the coffee finished. Trying to pack up camp and head off. And Area 51 is just over that mountain range. So yeah, I'm going to head off and see what I find.
At the moment, there is nothing here.
Launch a drone in this?
It was even almost too windy for just the tripod.
Fucking hell.
But I managed to stabilise it enough, and like the world's worst version of Top Gun, I put on my helmet for the final day's drive and headed towards Area 51. But Top Gun is going to have to pause for a minute because I came across civilization and it was time to check out extraterrestrial fresh jerky. I'm sure there will be many sensible things inside.
Teriyaki, pepper and sweet spicy is the best.
Moving on. So I was now getting pretty close to Area 51 because I was on the extraterrestrial highway. And still looking for an answer to if aliens are responsible for the way I am, I visited another Area 51 themed gift shop to see if there was some intelligent life here instead. There was not. So I left the extraterrestrial highway and went back to driving off-road, where I might not find answers, but I would find things.
Ooh, a thing.
I got out to look at the thing, but was interrupted and very confused by loud rumblings inside my helmet.
The fuck is that?
Which eventually I worked out were jet fighters.
Ah, dogfighting. But you can't see it, because all of my cameras are crap.
With the right equipment, the image could be enlarged and sharpened.
I finally looked at the thing, which turned out to be petroglyphs by Native Americans that range between 500 and 2,000 years old. Which was once again interrupted by jet fighters from Area 51.
This is gonna be loud. Can't even see the fucking thing.
Well, that was kind of cool.
Just like my army vehicle.
Note to self for the edit, this place is called Shaman Knob, or Shaman's Knob. So, oh, jet fire!
Well, with the knob joke interrupted by Top Gun, time to head off.
Highway to the danger zone. I want some butts.
I want some butts!
As I continued my drive, I spotted another sign, which told me that this is where the city of Logan used to be in 1867. However, all that remains now is this house. But looking at the house would have to wait a minute.
There is definitely smoke. What is on fire? Oh wow, that's actually... Right, time to investigate. What is that? Wow, there's lots of embers in there. Okay, so it's just a stick that was resting on the exhaust pipe. Which is interesting, because that's metal, the exhaust pipe is metal, and it's just wrapped in glass fibre, but don't know how that got hot enough to do that.
And now I'd put out the fire, I went investigating the house.
Oh, lights on.
Well, that is indeed an old house. Not much to report, really. So I carried on and did the final mountain pass, with Area 51 on the other side. Being this close to the end of the journey gave me the motivation to set up multiple camera angles, including this state-of-the-art one, where my camera automatically panned from looking at me to looking at the ground. All my worn-out clamps just can't grip anymore. One or the other. Once I finished climbing the south side of the mountain, I was treated to a nice view. But then it was time to go down the north side that doesn't get the sun. And you know what that means.
Ah, brilliant. Snow. Okay, forward drive, diff lock. Why are these tyre tracks non-existent? Fuck's sake. Alright, well. In theory, I'm heading downhill.
So with the memories of the last North Face descent still fresh in my mind, I gave it a go. With that, I'd done it. No more snow. And once out of the trees, I almost got to see another cow. But my route wasn't quite finished with the small trails yet. Some of these routes are pretty hard to follow, but they are there. But eventually the small trail's finished, and after a fun ride on a roller coaster, I was on the edge of a plateau, and below me was some pretty gnarly weather, but in this valley was Area 51. Time to go and ask those aliens why I'm so weird, but before going right up to the military base, I had something very important to do. I had to buy some postcards to send my awesome Patreon supporters and YouTube members. So if you're one of the people in the postcard tiers, here is me actually buying the postcard that I sent to you from on the trip.
Do you sell postcards that say Area 51? Because
Yeah, so right over here there's a couple.
cool. Nice. Right, well, Mr. March, off to the gate of Area 51. See what happens.
And so this is it. You turn down this dirt road, and in 11 miles is the gate to Area 51. To say I wasn't nervous would be a lie. I'd heard all sorts of horror stories about people going to this gate, but I've known I'm weird for a long time, and it's been long enough. I want answers. Now, what's going to happen to me when I get there? I don't actually know. Maybe I'll get shot by the military, maybe I'll get abducted by aliens, or maybe nothing will happen at all, and I'll struggle to think of an interesting way to end this video. Well, I'm at the end of my 650-mile journey. Time to find out.
Well, there we go. There's somebody watching me in a pickup truck. Well, this is it. Area 51. The pickup truck has backed away. They're trying to hide. I don't know if you can see that. Just. So here I am. I'm at the gate of Area 51, about 650 miles of off-roading to get here. And yeah, I'm hoping they have answers as to why I'm the way I am. Maybe it's aliens, but yeah, I don't really know what I expect to happen now I'm here, but you know, maybe it's aliens. But hang on.
The aliens didn't tell me what was wrong with me or why I'm so weird, but the probing was fun. Some people might say I enjoyed the journey so much I forgot to actually plan something good to film at the destination. And those people are right. It's always about the journey, not the destination for me. The only interesting thing I could think of was to try and break in and get shot by the military base guards. And I may be stupid, but I'm not that stupid. Still, at least they probably had a laugh with me playing around with an inflatable alien like an idiot for so long. That was the 10th take of that shot. But anyway, get out there and have fun. Life is about the journey. The ending will probably be crap anyway.
Welcome to the start of the adventure.
There is no way I can ever pay you back.
What's that? You'd like some Will It Make It to Area 51 merchandise? I have excellent news, person that I hope exists and I didn't just completely invent in my head. Please buy something. I'm now selling Will It Make It to Area 51 t-shirts and hoodies. And as requested, I'm now selling them the colour other than red and blue. I couldn't do black because it doesn't work with the design, but I can do charcoal, and that's almost black, and it hides curry stains really well. So, yeah, trust me on that. We'll talk more about garments in a moment, because I want to talk about the next piece of merchandise. This is the Will It Make It to Area 51 Mini Jeep USB stick. This is a 64GB USB drive, and it contains all 5 episodes of Will It Make It to Area 51, and it's in the shape of Willie that I drove to Area 51. And on that journey, he had tank tracks, so of course it comes with the tank track conversion, which clips in magnetically. I'll show you more about the kit in a second. Yes, on here are all 5 episodes. They're high bitrate, they're ad-free, and because they're high bitrate, that means that when you watch them, if there's any fast-paced GoPro footage, it looks exactly as it did when I was actually on the adventure, rather than when you watch it on YouTube, which is just a garbled pile of dog vomit, and it's all blocky, and it makes me cry. So yes, it's actually high quality, and it was how I saw it when I was on the adventure. It also contains some deleted scenes. Some of them I didn't think were good enough for the final edit. One of them was good enough for the final edit, but when it was in the video, it actually got demonetized because YouTube thought it was a bit too spicy. So you'll know the clip when you see it. Yes, so this is the kit, and it comes as a kit, and I'm going to show you now all of the parts because you put it together yourself. If you buy a kit, it comes with everything needed to assemble Willie in either his wheeled or his tracked form, and you can build the entire thing without any tools or glue. The entire thing is also homemade by me. The plastic parts are 3D printed by me. The metal axles are hand cut by me, and even the silicone tracks are hand cast by me. The reason I've got to hand cast my own silicone tracks is because when I was giving prototypes of this to people to see what they thought of it, the first thing they did was they'd put it on a table and then move it backwards and forwards and go, oh, the tracks don't turn. Which meant I had a big engineering problem to solve, which was either going to cost me tens of thousands of dollars to get the tracks made, or it was going to cost me tens of thousands of dollars to get the molds made. But Formlabs sent me one of their resin printers. You're an absolute lifesaver, Formlabs. Thank you for that. And so I 3D print the molds so that I can cast the tracks inside the molds. And I mix up the silicone, and I've got my vacuum chamber and then the pressure pot, and then I mix them all up and then cast them and then take them out of the forms and stuff, and then yeah, and then I assemble it, put it in a box and send it to you. And This is all made in the USA, made by me, and I'm just really proud of it, to be honest. And another thing I'm proud of, I forgot to say, the video files which are on this USB stick, these are yours to watch. I hate the modern world. Everything's a subscription, and which means you don't own anything, and at any point companies like Disney can just suddenly decide, you know what, I don't want you to watch this movie anymore, and they'll just delete it from your device remotely or from your Netflix subscription. And I hate that. So when you buy this, it is yours. And so that's my little protest against the enshittification of the world. So right, that's the USB stick. I'm going to put you back on the tripod so I can show you garments a bit more. So the t-shirt and hoodie design. As a kid, I used to do Airfix kits, which are where you would get sheets of plastic parts and you'd break them off and glue them together and paint them. And that was Airfix, and so this is Edfix. And this is everything that you would need to get to Area 51. You've got your mini Jeep, you've got your tank track conversion, your radio control. You've even got Brian, who's hiding there. And because I'm a disorganised moron, it's stove and spoon not included. And I think that it's a cool design. I've heard from some Americans that you didn't have Airfix kits as a kid, you had Revel kits. So on the website, you can select and you can choose either between Edfix or Rebel, which is legally distinct from Revel, if you want your truly American version. If people don't want it, then I'll just remove it from the website, but I thought I'd give you the option. The other thing, this design is actually like hollow in all of the blank spaces, so that if it's summer and you're sweating, it isn't just a big block where you just get this enormous sweaty mess. It does breathe really well. And yes, I think it is just a really cool design. And yeah, t-shirts and hoodies. And yeah, so there's the Mini Jeep USB stick, t-shirts and hoodies, and if you'd like to buy one from my shop, that'd be awesome. Being completely honest and transparent, I have a pipe dream, and that's that I've moved house 3 times within the last 3 years because I'm renting, I'm paying so much money on rent, the renters market is just completely buggered. And I've got this pipe dream that if I do happen to sell enough merchandise, I can put a mortgage down payment on a permanent base of operations, which means that I can have a workshop and an office that I can edit in, that I don't need to pack up and put in boxes and move every single year. I just believe in complete honesty and transparency. This is the power of the internet. I don't know how many t-shirts I'm going to sell. So yes, if it does go ballistic, then I will, hopefully be able to get a mortgage, and then I can pay money off of something that I own, rather than just pay it into the pocket of somebody else forever. So if you'd like to buy something, that'd be cool. If you don't have the money, then don't worry about it. I know this economy's, crazy. Please spend it on food. But yes, if you'd like to pick something up, that'd be awesome. I'm going to go now, and tomorrow I'm going to start editing the lawnmower trip, which is where Michael Reeves and I drove 700 miles off-road from Reno to Vegas on 2 ride-on lawnmowers. So I'm going to carry on, keep trying to crank out these videos. I'm getting better. And yes, thank you for watching. I'll see you again. Cheers.